prayed, and I prayed, and I prayed.
What happens when life gives you a bad deal? Do you quit or do you keep on going? You are now watching Young, Dumb, and Thriving. Hey everyone, welcome back to Young, Dumb, and Thriving. Today you are here with Charmaine and a very, very special guest, Jennifer.
Hello everybody.
Now Jennifer, go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself.
So my name's Jennifer. I'm 29 years old. I'm active duty in the Navy. Been in for about 5 years now. I'm a single mother of a 9-year-old son. And yeah, it's been rough as a single mother in the Navy. I will say that. So went through the whole process, enlisted and I got selected to go officer, to be a nurse. About 1.5 years ago, and now I'm just going through the process and the motions of becoming a nurse in the Navy. And it's I will tell you this, I've sacrificed a lot.
Yeah.
Sacrificed a lot. I haven't seen my son in 4 years.
Really?
Yes, I have not seen my son in 4 years.
Why is that?
Because of his father.
Okay.
So we, due to personal reasons, we're working through some kinks right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure any single parent knows what I'm talking about right now.
Yeah.
But we're working through that, and hopefully, we can be cordial, and, I can have him back, and he can have his time with him. But right now it kind of works out because, I am doing my own thing.
Right.
I am a single mom, but at the same time, I'm bettering his life for his future.
Yeah.
Because I don't want him to have to go through any of these worries.
Right.
That I'm going through right now. So it's hard. I haven't seen him since deployment. I did a deployment already with the ship. I'm off the ship now. Currently, obviously, I'm just a full-time student. And it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. And as a mom, I have my days. I will say, I'll shed a couple tears a day.
Yeah.
And I'll get up, shed tears, wipe my eyes, and I'm like, you know what? I got to go back to my grind. And I got to remember why I joined.
Right.
Why I signed that dotted line. Why I'm here where I'm at for my life,
Yeah.
I came into the military, it was life. Life hit me.
Yeah.
We're going to say that life hit me. I was getting divorced. I got married at a young age, and I came in, I was like, you know what? I know what I want to do.
Yeah.
And this is not only for myself, because I needed to go ahead and set that future up for myself and go ahead and set up my career path, and I knew that the Navy was the only thing to do. And and the Navy has literally saved my butt.
Yeah.
And, I went through all that stuff and all the emotions of going through the divorce while still trying to process it. So, and as a young age, I did the whole young, dumb thing. Got married at 18 out of high school.
Wow. Yeah.
Out of high school, got pregnant at 19, and now I'm here 29, 9 years later, and I never knew I was actually going to really make it.
Right.
And then when I found out that I made it, and got selected, I was like, this is so surreal. Like, this can't be true. Like, they want me in their Navy. They want to put me as in charge of people.
Right.
But you know what? That comes with sacrifice, hard work, dedication, keeping your eye on the goal. And, I had a lot of people trying to bring me down at the same time. And, you can attest to this as a woman in the military.
Yeah.
And it's hard. It's like people don't want to see you win.
At all.
They don't. They act like you'll have those people that will plot in your face, go around behind your back and talk.
Right.
And I had to learn that the hard way because I'm that type of woman. I try to see the good in everybody.
Yep.
I want to help everybody. I'm a nurturer. That's just who I am. That's why I want to be a nurse.
Yeah.
But, me being me, it's like I came in, it's like I was all the way in the back end. I got the back end of everything. I got hit with everything hard, and I did it alone. Yeah. I've been doing it alone because I've been away from home since I was 18.
Right.
Because, I was married before to a military man.
Yeah.
So I was married to a military man, so I was gone, and when we were going through the divorce and the whole motions and everything, I was alone.
Yeah.
I try to keep my family out of it. I wanted to prove to them, like,
you got this.
I got this.
Right.
Like, I left home. I'm not coming back home.
Right. Like, you can make it on your own.
I can make it my own. They're, like, begging me, come home. And I'm like, no, I don't want to. I made this choice, and I'm going to go ahead and run with it.
Right.
And that's me being stubborn and hard-headed.
Yeah. Don't worry, I'm like that, too. Okay, I will not admit it. I'll be like, no, not to other people, but to myself.
Some days I'm like, girl, you're stubborn.
Right. Like, real stubborn. Hard-headed.
Yes. But, it comes with part of growing up. And I feel like, I don't know if this happened to you, but man, 2020 has been,
Woo!
it's been a
hit.
Like I
Hard
got hit hard, and that this year has opened up my eyes to so much stuff, to life, to people, to relationships, to my life, my career, everything. I'm just like, wow. I needed this to happen.
Yeah.
I needed this to happen. If it wasn't, I don't know if there's any believers out there, but I'm a strong believer in God.
Me too.
I'm a strong, amen.
Amen.
Amen. Like, I'm a strong believer.
Right,
and it's like, and I finally had to, my dad was like, you need to open up your heart to God.
Yes.
And that's what I did. And I was like, you know what, I'm just going to let him take it. And I did. And I will tell you this, there might be those cheesy quotes you see on social media.
Yeah.
I am definitely not the same woman I was last year.
Amen.
This time last year, I was weak-minded. I was being manipulated in a terrible relationship. And I'm here now. I'm back. I'm better. I'm glowing.
Yes.
And I'm back. And I had to regroup and refocus.
Right. And I love the points that you brought up. First of all, you hit a lot. So we're gonna cover these all.
My bad, I was talking. I can keep going.
That's
all day.
good. That's good because, but we just need to recap because we need the audience to get this.
Yeah.
One, you said you're a single mother, right? And a lot of times people feel like, well, you're not a single parent unless you have your child 24/7.
No.
But that's not true.
No.
And I want to make sure that I point that out because there's a lot of times that a single parent, especially in the military, they have to give up their child, being with their child daily because of the things that they do for the military.
Yeah.
Now, yours might be a different situation, so I want to hit a little bit more on that because I know that's a sensitive area.
Yeah,
but
okay.
I want the audience to see how strong you had to be to really release your child and then continue your life and be like, I have to build for him.
Yeah, it was hard because, yes, we were going through the process of getting divorced.
Yes.
Okay, and they were like, the regulation says you have to come in as a single parent. Exactly. Okay, but the time everybody's like, well, why didn't you give it to your mom or not his mom? And it's like, look, at the time, I trusted him.
Because he's the father.
He's the father. I can't take that away from him. That's his seed. You know what I'm saying? Same, vice versa. If it was the other way, the tables were turned around. I have to be fair. And just because that's just what a good person does.
Right, exactly.
And I knew it, then I was like, man, it honestly I didn't really understand it or actually feel it, that I actually had to do it until literally I got on that bus and I left for boot camp.
Yeah.
They were like, I was just like, oh my God, like I'm really leaving my child.
Yeah.
And boom, go through the whole things of boot camp, A school, and then get to my new command. And it's like, I get to a ship. And I don't, a lot of people may not, I don't know if you've been on a ship like with a MU or anything.
No.
Girl,
I went to Fleet Week 1 week. That's it. Not like ships.
It's rough because I got to a ship that was getting ready to deploy.
Oh,
so we were on workups every other week, and then boom, they're like, "Hey, get your stuff ready. You deploying." I was like, "Oh my God, wow!" Like it was just a whole new life for me, and I went through a lot of emotions. I started acting out of character. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a person. Everybody out there, I'm gonna keep it 100 with everybody. I was drinking. I was doing stuff I wasn't supposed to be doing. But I was trying to block out trying to deal with my emotions.
Right, your emotions.
And I was still young. I was still young. I was 25. You know, that's still young.
Very young.
But it's because it's like I had to learn everything on my own. Nobody sat there and taught me. Nobody gave me a freaking blueprint of what life is. Life is here. This is how you got to deal with it. This is how you got to do it as a single mom. This is how you do with it going into the military. And I felt like nobody understood what I was going through. So anytime I tried to talk to a higher superior or, even my parents, it's like, it was still kind of frustrating. Yeah. And I still felt very alone. Yeah. But, they were like, hey, this is what you signed up for. Yeah. And I'm like, ooh, that's a hard pill to swallow. Yeah. But yes, I now know, I'm like, yes, now I'm very proud of what I signed up for. Right. And I will never take nothing back. Right. Ever.
And that leads us to the next point because you had said, yeah, you're here where you're at now, like you're proud of it, but it took sacrifice. And you mentioned, first of all, I know giving your child up and just having to be like, okay, I need to better his future, so I have to do this. But, so that's the first sacrifice. Here we go, the next sacrifice. Like you said, you were young. It's a major change in life because you're no longer with a man that you thought you were going to be with. Yeah. You're by yourself. You're not with your parents either. Nobody gave you a blueprint to how it was going to be. So here you go. You're jumping on and you're leaving. Now, another challenge could be you getting faced with battles at your command.
Yeah.
So did you experience that?
Oh, girl.
Oh.
Yes. And even as a woman, because it's like I got there and they're like, who is this girl?
Yeah.
Because not only did I come with a big personality,
Mm-hmm.
I came hungry.
Hungry.
I was hungry. I'm like, you know what? I know what I want. I'm gonna hit the deck plates running, and that's what I did.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I won't forget the first time I talked to somebody, this mentor, and he will forever, like, I will always have respect for this man, but he was always like, I was like, I want to be an officer. He's
Mm-hmm.
like, you know, I'm just like, yeah, I want to be an officer. He was like, well, what kind of officer? Do you know what programs? And I was like, I knew everything already.
Yeah.
I have been researching it. I knew my stuff, and I was like, I want this, and this. I just need guidance until what paperwork. Come in. What paper I need to fill out? How do I need to stand out? What do I need to do? And as I learned, it's like my package got better. Because I will not forget the first package I submitted, and I was so sad. I cried. I was like, why? Like, why not me? Why is they picking me? But then you learn. I was like, you know what? There's been people that have been in longer than I have that are working as hard as I am. But the thing is they have all those answers to those questions, and I didn't. So I had to learn a lot. And as I learned and I got better and smarter, and I stayed longer at work.
Yeah.
Or especially during deployment, I would stay up during the nighttime to study.
Yeah.
To get that extra qual, to get that extra thing that made me look better.
Yeah.
And at the same time, it's like people were talking bad about me.
Yeah.
And I don't get why. And I'm like, I'm sitting here minding my own business. I'm not worried about you.
Yeah.
I'm worried about what I need to do to look better so I can get my son back.
Right.
So I can make that money that I need to be making. Make sure I can come back from a deployment and get an apartment.
Yeah.
Not live in a dorm, not live on a ship. I wanted to be able to come back from a deployment and have, a 2-bedroom house, 2-bedroom apartment, whatever it was to make sure I was good.
Right.
So the better I got, the more friends I lost. The more people became fake in my face.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I played the game. I won't lie. I played the game. I definitely played the game, but I was playing the game smartly because it was for me. I'm not worried about you unless I'm gonna help you in some way. I always want to help people. Even if it's not does nothing to do with my officer's program. If I'm just helping a new sailor, I always saw people struggling. I'm like, hey, like, come here, I want to help you out. Like, I remember I was in your shoes like 2 years ago. Especially a lot of the single moms too, or just lost a man. It's not even just moms. Men as well. And it's like my life story is unreal on my ship. I will say that. It's like I made E5 in 3 years.
That's a big thing,
huge.
Guys. That's a big thing.
Especially for a girl, it's huge.
Right.
It's like I came in undesignated, not with a real job for the military. Because I didn't want to take a job, or how we consider it's called a rate. Yeah. I didn't want to take a job and it be something I don't want,
Yeah.
So I came to the ship, and they're like, "Oh, you're gonna be working with this department with the fuels to defuse the aircraft." And I was like, "Ew, no, I don't want fuel all over me. I didn't want that." I mean, it may sound kind of girly, but they were like, "Oh," I want to be on the flight deck. I want to see the cool stuff. So they were like, "Okay," so they put me on the flight deck, but they put me in this thing. It's called crash and salvage. So we would rescue. If there were to be a crash on the flight deck, we go and rescue whoever's in that airplane, which is mostly Marines or mostly pilots. So they put me in that, and it's like I climbed, I picked up the rate, I learned everything so quickly, and I was just moving. I was hustling, I was working, and, doing what I needed to do, and then boom, they saw, I had to take the exam, and I missed it by a few points, and then they advanced me.
Wow.
They advanced me, like, they put me through this program, and it's called a MAP program, and they advanced me, and I had no idea. I was like, oh, wow. I'm like, okay, I'm an E4 now, okay.
Right.
I'm like, all right, hey, somebody sees something in you, and just keep pushing. Right. And I just kept pushing. And then next thing you know, almost exactly a year, not even a year and a half later, I'm 85.
Wow.
And then they put me in a position of leadership.
Yeah. And
they put me, and then they nominated me to be Sailor of the Year, and I was just like Sailor of the Year and the Corps at the same time.
Wow.
So I won both.
Mm-hmm.
And when they announced my name at that Christmas party, I was like, oh my God, like I cried. I really cried.
No, because it's a beautiful moment to see your own progression and just see that you're climbing.
Like it was surreal. Like the people that actually really genuinely care, like, wow, like she's really doing it. Like she's really doing it. And then even those people that leave the ship, they're like, I always saw something in you. I always
Yeah.
had those people. I always saw something in you. And then boom, it came around again. I won Sailor of the Year, and then I got nominated to E5. And when I got nominated to E5, I legit, there's an ugly picture of me out there crying.
I'm gonna have to find that picture.
I was crying, girl. Like, I'm like, ugh, like ugly face, everything, like with, you know, boogers, vocals coming down. It was just disgusting.
Yeah.
And then, like, the fact that I had literally when I sat down with the commanding officer for my ship, and he wrote me the best letter you could ever get for an officer's package.
Yeah.
He told me, he was like, you are the face of this command. And I was like, wow. And that just gave me chills.
Me too.
And like,
girl,
like,
right now.
I'm sitting here like, oh my God, he's like, I literally, you know, this may sound kind of cheesy, but it felt like I was signing for a house.
Yeah.
Like, he's sitting like directly like this across me, and and he was like, look at this, read this. Do you like it? I'm like, I don't see no issue with this, sir.
Yeah.
You're speaking everything correctly. He's like, all right, here you go, sign it. He was like, good luck on your career. He was like, and then he says, I'm going to see you. You're going to make it. You are going to make a name for yourself. You are that woman that is going to change the Navy.
Wow.
And that, you know, that I hold that dear to my heart. And I don't tell a lot of people that, because a lot of people are gonna be like, oh, like why is she sitting here like trying to throw things in people's faces? But I'm really not
at all.
And I just stay, you know, things like that, I keep it personal to myself. Only will tell like my close friends who actually genuinely care about me.
Right.
And when they see this, they're gonna be like, yeah, you know, that's Lebron, you know, that's my last name, that's Lebron, you know, that's her, that's who she is, that's who she's always been.
Yeah.
And people always ask me, the first question I always get asked, what is your motivation? My son.
Mm-hmm.
My little king. That is, you know, he's going to always be my motivation, no matter what. It doesn't matter how old he gets, that's still my baby, you know? So, I'm sure you know how that feels.
Yes.
So, but yeah, girl, it's just, now, like, I feel like the next goal is graduating.
Right.
Graduating.
So, you said that you became an officer after you were already enlisted.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going through, have you already been pinned on as an officer, or you're going through the program first and then you'll be pinned?
So, I'm going through the program first. So, I got about 18 and a half months left of school.
Got it.
And then I commission, and then I get sent to wherever they send me next to. More than likely, it's going to be a hospital.
Yeah.
So, you know, everybody will see me out there. It's going to be so different, you know.
Yeah.
Even I went from being the busiest person on the ship to, like, now just focusing solely on school.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It's to have that time to focus.
Time to, like, literally, like, zone in and, like, focus. And I'm like, wow, like, you know, all I have to do is just focus on school.
Right.
And now I'm here. And it's like I'm actually living the dream I actually have been dreaming about.
Right.
But now it's like, now you got to really focus. The hard part is graduating and passing that nursing certification.
Right.
You know, once you pass that, then I'm like, all right, what's the next goal? All right, I'm bored now. Like, tell me what I got to do next.
Right. So I want you to give a little piece of advice to somebody who wants to be in your shoes, but who, like you said in the beginning, is like, they're dealing with a lot. They don't ever, because you literally were dealing with a divorce. Then you got into the Navy. Like, that's a lot, you know, to deal with. So what advice would you give to somebody that is going through a lot but wants to succeed in life?
Okay, that is a lot.
Yeah.
But I will say this. Do not ever let anybody hold you back. If you see that and you believe it and you can taste it, you know, manifest it.
Oh, I love that.
Manifest it. Like, you know, that is the word that I literally lived by for like the past 3 years, trying to go through everything. I'm like, you know what? I wrote a testimony to myself. I wrote goals, and those goals sit on my fridge still to this day. My goals, and then this might sound kind of corny as well, but write goals, write them down, put them in a Bible, shut your Bible, put your Bible away, and pray on it. But if you are going through a hard time and you want to get somewhere, do not stop. Do not let the negative comments, do not let the outside noise bring you down.
Yeah.
It's just a distraction. It's just another hurdle you're going through. You know, we all jumped hurdles every day in life, and I'm still jumping hurdles. You know, I'm thinking, okay, I'm here right now. Don't get me wrong. Life is not perfect. I wish it was perfect because you know, the whole time, even though after I got selected, like I was going through relationship problems.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm human. So, yes, do not forget that. Do not forget the end goal and the prize. Keep your eyes on the prize
I
at
love that.
all times.
I love that.
And I'm telling you, if you believe, then you're gonna make it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, you just gotta keep pushing. And you may seem so far away. I always seem like, I'm like, oh my God, every year I'm like, wow, I have so much still to complete. But then I thought about it, I wrote it all down, check. Once you check everything off, it's boom.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful moment when you could start checking stuff off your goals and you're like, I did that?
Right.
That happened?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Because I remember, first of all, I write my goals down too. I keep it on my fridge. I keep it in my Bible. I keep it on my phone. I keep it everywhere. Just to remind myself. Because sometimes you go through a lot to where you're like, I can't continue. Like, I just can't. Like, why is all this stuff happening to me? So you have to constantly remind yourself, like, I'm going to make it. I'm going to get there. Like you said, be hungry for that. Be hungry. You know, and manifest it. Mm-hmm. Like, you're going to get your son back. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be in a position to where you have the dream home that you always wanted. Yep. You're in the career that you wanted to be in. You know what I mean? So you manifest that. You speak it over yourself. Speak it over your life. And I just love that you said that. So I had to retouch on that. Y'all know how I am. You know how I am. Okay, guys. So we're going to take a pause right here. And we're going to switch to the next segment. All right, guys, you guys are here for the next segment, which is game time. Now, for Jennifer's game, you know, she talks a lot about being hungry and wanting to restart and, you know, no matter the challenges, no matter the problems. So I thought the perfect game for her would be to try and build a house. Now, there's going to be 3 types of things she has to use to build that house. The first type is going to be slime. All right, she's going to try and build a house with slime. And then if that doesn't work out, she's going to move to the next round, which is blocks. All right, we're going to see how strong these blocks are. And then the last one will be Legos. Ooh. Okay, regular Legos. Just a simple house, nothing fancy, okay? So here you go. Okay. I'll give you the first object. Just open it. Now your hands will get a little bit wet.
That's okay.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm sure we stepped on all this. All right.
And if you can't build it, you could just say, like, okay, can I move on to the next round? It's fine.
Okay, so this is out. Look, this is as cute as it's gonna get. Just like that.
And that's her house, okay? And we'll see how easily that can be, obviously, rearranged, changed up, okay? Okay. So we'll move on to the next part. So now, that's the blocks.
All right, I can work with this a little bit better.
That's a bit easy.
Let's see, like, you know, I'm sure we all can do this. Try. I mean, let's see. I'm not the greatest, guys. I definitely was not put in school to be in architecture.
Man, me either. I see my son building all the time, and I'm like, how?
Like, it's just honestly, you know what? We know when it takes to building anything. It takes patience.
Patience, exactly.
Patience is definitely a virtue. And it's something I'm still learning every day.
Right.
Boy. Okay. Look, this is my little house with no yeah, you know. Yeah. Guys, you know, my house is not gonna have a roof.
Yeah. That's all right. It's your house. It's what your house looks like.
A little front door. Okay. All right, this is...
All right, you guys. That's how her house looked. You guys are seeing it. And what happens, right, when obviously the first one doesn't work. So that was damaged. Okay. Then you were like, okay, let me restart with something you would say this is a little bit stronger, right?
Yeah.
So what happens if that happens? How would you feel?
I hurt. I'm like, I just put all this time, effort, and energy into this. And now it's just destroyed. Right.
So now let's move on to this part.
This is better, you know.
Yeah. It looks more stable. Sturdy, more realistic.
Right.
She's like, maybe I could become an architect with this one. Okay.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna try, guys. You know, I'm not the greatest at this, and every time my son plays with Legos and I would step on them, I just get very frustrated.
Legos hurt when you step on them.
It's like, who built these toys? Like, to hurt their parents. It's like, it was meant to hurt us. Okay, let's see. Let's go say this, the mailbox.
Okay.
This little doorstep right here, mailbox here to the side. We got back door on the back end side.
Oh, so you got a big house.
Big house.
Got it.
I got my mansion now, guys. Like this. Okay. And then, you know, my favorite color green. So
Okay.
right here, look.
All
That's
right.
cute.
Okay, so this looks good. This looks better than the last two.
Yes.
Right. It's a bit more. See, I can't even, you know,
It's
can't
sturdy?
even break it. So it's sturdy. So how would you relate that to life?
Definitely. I definitely started off like a little splatter thing, gooey slime thing. That was me. That was me back when I joined the Navy. Back. You know what? We're gonna run that back. Back when I was 18.
Right.
Because I would definitely slime, getting rolled back and forth, destroyed, rolled back, up until, you know, about 24.
Yeah.
And then joined the Navy, and then I was kind of the house. You know, I was thinking I was 30. You know, I was thinking I was having that steady income.
Yeah.
And having a career path actually setting up. You know, but now, man, I'm almost there, guys.
Right.
I almost can taste that. This is my little mansion.
Right.
And with life, you know, you got to put in that energy. You got to put in that effort. You got to be optimistic. You got to be manifested. But at the same time, guess what? You got to remain humble.
Right.
Humble. Humble, because, you know, I definitely had a reality check before, you know, I left my command, and I realized, you know what, I'm even though I'm at where I'm at, I still haven't made it.
Right.
I made it a little bit.
Yeah.
But I'm not there yet. And when I get there, then it'll be different, you know what? But along the way, guys, if you are to this point already coming in, great. That's amazing. Like, I applaud people like that. But during the way, do not forget, there's people that are still struggling, that still that slime.
Yeah.
And that still need that help, or might need that guidance, or might just, you know, might need, you know what, I'm taking you under my wing.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make sure that you don't make the same mistakes I do.
Right.
So, definitely, I'm almost here, guys. When I'm almost here, hopefully I come back on the show, you know, and it's 2 years later, and then we'll see what happens, you know, to be continued.
Right. Her story is still being written, okay?
It is. I don't have an end chapter yet. I wish I did. Don't we all?
Right. I don't think there's ever going to be a point in anybody's life, like, especially the type of person you are, how you said, I'm always hungry, my motivation is my son. And because we have the beautiful responsibility of being a mother, our love and our drive for them will never end. Never. You know what I mean? Not even when they're out of our house and they're gone. It's like, no, I still want to make sure that we could do family trips, and I want to make sure you and soon-to-be wife or husband, whatever, kids come over to my house. Right. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, the story will never be done. No. And you're probably going to be the type of person that's like, okay, finally, I got this down. Like, I got my mansion, but what's the next? Like, what do I want to do next?
What's the next thing? Is like, okay, I want to own an island.
Right.
Or I want to, I don't know. Like, my thing is I told myself, here's my thing. I know when I will get out of the military is when it's not fun for me anymore.
Right.
When I'm not helping people. When I'm not making a change. When I'm not changing the culture. And I told myself, I'm not getting out till I make 06. Mark my words, guys. I'm not getting out till I make 06.
Mark her words.
06, baby. 06. That's where I'm meant to be. I'm meant to be at the top. And that's all I want. And everybody should want the best, always. Yeah. It doesn't matter how you grew up, where you grew up, what type of situation you're in right now. Everybody should always want the best. Not just only for themselves, or it could be for others. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even if you are already doing good, but still don't, you know. It's still, like, it's a beautiful thing in life to see people help each other, or people still, you know, growing and succeeding and stuff. And, you know, I don't know if you've noticed this during this season, but I've seen a lot of people, you know, posting on social media. Since I came back, I kind of went ghost on social media for about a year. And seeing people now stuff, it's like people think that, oh, well, if I start now and I'm 25 or I'm 27 or something like that, I'm too late.
Right.
It's never
too late.
It's never too late to start. Never. You could be a single mom just like us, 2 kids, 3 kids, divorced, who knows? And you want to start something new, do it.
Right.
Do it. And I hope, you know, people hearing this or hearing other stuff or seeing other things, I hope today's the day, guys. This is your sign. This is your sign to start. If you want to start something, start and don't stop.
And don't stop.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I love that, because literally I tell everybody who knows about me doing the talk show, I'm like, I was supposed to do this 2 years ago. I was just too scared. I felt like I had to have a co-host with me, like, because I was like, I don't want to do it by myself. And then two, like, there's already more YouTubers out there that are doing this, or podcasters, and they're younger and they're thriving.
Yeah.
So I'm too scared to start. Like, no, I need to build up my fan base first.
Mm-hmm.
And then something in me was like, no, you need to start right now. And after the year you've had, there is no excuse as to why you shouldn't start now, because all the stuff that I've dealt with in 2020 and before then, it's like, if I do not start now, I'm wasting my time, I'm wasting my talent, I'm wasting my gifts, especially since there are people who weren't even able to get their ideas out there because they passed away, sadly, during this pandemic.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, so who am I to take my life for granted and just be like, oh no, I got time, I'm gonna sit on it.
No, you don't.
At all.
Time is valuable. Time is a precious thing. And, hey, you know who that was that told you? That's the man of God.
Exactly.
That's God telling you, hey, girl, it's your time.
Right.
You gotta start it now. And I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
Because believe it or not, you may be changing people's lives.
Right. That's all I want to do.
Just by talking to people.
Yeah,
And it's so simple what you're doing. You don't need nobody. You don't need no co-host. You don't need nobody to help you. Man, you don't even need your husband. You know, your husband's there to support you,
right,
and be your backbone,
right.
But you don't. It's you, and I'm glad you took that step and did it. Because you know when I heard about this, I was like, oh my God, I'm so proud of her.
Really?
Yeah, I'm so proud of her, and I haven't seen you in a while.
Right, I know.
But I'm like, wow, she has a talk show now. That's amazing. It's life changing, and I hope you continue to change people's lives.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Well, that honestly. Unless you have anything else for the audience.
No, the only thing I will say to close it out is be humble, everybody.
Yes.
You know, remain humble through any process you're going through. And being humble will get you very far in life. So, and it's gotten me where I'm at today. And I think that person and those people in my lives that, you know, always told me remain humble, remain positive, remain optimistic, and just keep pushing through whatever is getting in your way.
Yeah. So I just want to say thank you so much for coming on the show. One, like you said, we haven't talked or seen each other in a long time. Actually, we met at a going away dinner, right?
Yeah, it was a going away dinner.
Right. And literally, I was just like, I loved her energy, and I was like clinging to her the whole time, as if I'm like a little sister. I'm like, hey, oh, you're in the military, you're going officer, I'm trying to go. So literally, and it's so funny because like a year later, we're both like in an officer program. I'm for the Marines, she's for the, Navy. And it's just a beautiful thing to see, like we're both progressing. So here you go.
Stop.
Yes, you do not have to open it right now, but this is just a gift from me to you. I just want to thank you so much for coming on our show. I hope that somebody who is watching out there has gotten something from her story and her journey. And like she said, it's still being written. So don't feel like you have to get to a point to where your life is already complete to get to her spot, because you don't.
It's not.
Right.
I wish.
And I got something out of it, to keep on pushing, keep on driving, keep on being hungry, regardless of the naysayers. So I really hope that's the message that you guys got. And thank you so much for tuning in to another segment of Young, Dumb, and Thriving.